Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Daily News X, who will break down today's top stories that actually matter to you. Well, I'm your host Kramer, and today we're talking about something that's been grinding the gears of the government. Yes, and the patience of millions of Americans. So we're talking about the 37-day long federal government shutdown, just to let you know. So yes, you had that right. 37 days and counting. And guess what? No deal, no budget, and no sign of an end in sight so far. So, for 5 weeks now, Washington has been locked in a political tug of war that shows no signs of easing up. The Senate has once again failed to pass a resolution to reopen the government, even as federal workers, contractors, and families across the country are struggling to make ends meet. This shutdown, already the longest in U.S. history, started as a standoff over spending priorities, but it's grown into something much larger, a symbol of dysfunction and disconnection between lawmakers and everyday Americans. Meanwhile, the effects are piling up. National parks are closed or understaffed. Small businesses' loans are frozen, believe it or not. IRS refunds are delayed. And one of the biggest impacts, yes, guess what? Air traffic controllers, TSA agents, and the airline industry in general are being disrupted. So, the FAA has ordered airlines to cut flights at several major airports. I think it's about 40 of them, due to staffing shortages among air traffic controllers, which means more delays for you, fewer flights, and longer wait times at the airports. So if you've been stuck at the airport lately, this shutdown might be the reason why. So I hope you understand that. All right, so now, amid all this chaos and crisis going on, a bit of relief might be coming for families who rely on food assistance, just to let you know. A federal judge, listen to this, a federal judge just ruled today that the government must fully fund the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, called SNAP, by Friday, meaning today. The court called the administration partial payment plan needless suffering. I repeat, needless suffering, saying it unfairly punished low-income Americans during a political standoff that they have nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it, exactly. So let's put it in perspective so you can understand better what I'm talking about. SNAP helps over 42 million people, Americans, to put food on the table for them and their kids and families. We're talking about single parents, seniors, veterans, and working families. Yes. So this ruling could mean the difference between groceries and going hungry for millions. But the bigger question is, why did it take a judge to step in before Congress did his job? That's a real question. And fair, I believe. Across the country, food banks are overwhelmed. Communities are stepping up where the government hasn't. Volunteers are organizing pop-up pantries. Churches are collecting donations, and restaurants are offering free meals to furloughed workers, which I think is great, especially in Washington. You got a lot of TSA agents, you got a lot of air traffic controllers, and a lot of federal agents that are not, they don't have money to basically buy the meals, and it's a great way to step in. I like that. It's inspiring, but it also highlights a painful truth. People are holding the system together while the system falls apart. Think about this. Federal workers showing up at airports, unpaid, just to keep planes flying safely for you and your families or anybody else. Parents skipping meals to feed their kids because SNAP benefits hasn't been funded properly. So that's very touching, very hard for them. That's the reality behind politics, believe it or not. So, what's next? And where do this goes from here, from now on? Well, the Senate is reportedly preparing a new round of negotiations. But insiders say there's still deepened division between party leaders on spending priorities. The White House insists the shutdown will continue until a responsible budget is passed. But critics argue that the phase has lost all meaning after more than a month of gridlock. It has lost momentum. Meanwhile, markets are jittery. Small businesses are nervous. And millions of families are just hoping the lights stay on, literally. All right, guys. So this is what I think about all this in general. at the end of the day, is not just about politics. It's about people, Americans. Every paycheck missed, every meal skipped, and every canceled flight, that's real life being affected by decisions made being behind closed doors by politicians. The shutdown might be about budgets on paper, and it sounds really nice on paper, right? But it's about balance in people's lives we're talking about. Yes. And right now, the balance is breaking families across the US. So let's hope this new judicial order on the stop sparks a little bit of urgency in Washington and they get more serious about this. Because 37 days is already too long, guys. Come on. The clock is ticking and Americans are running out of patience as we speak. All right, guys. So that's all for today on my Daily News X. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to follow up, share, and join me tomorrow for more headlines that actually hit you home. Stay informed, please. Stay grounded. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for coming and have yourself a great day.